What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilkin. I'm coming back today with another Danmachi video. Today we're talking Danchro, and admittedly, I have been stuck for a few days on level 3 of Uncharted Battlefield. And I know this goes away real soon. That's kind of why I'm buckling down on this right now, because while I would absolutely love to tell you guys I've been done with this for a few days, since I was gone all last week, and you know, Wi-Fi was spotty and things like that, I didn't really have a huge amount of time to do much on this over the past week and a half. So, it's kind of come to my attention that since I've been back, I've had to focus on this, and this third fight's giving me some headaches. Now, we do need to use a fire team here. That is absolutely the case. And since we have to use a fire team in Battle 11, I need to save as many of my URs as I can for later on down the road. That brings me kind of to this team here. This is not a glorious team. This team has definitely shown its weaknesses. But I don't really want to take these units much further than they are. Now, I think this Welf, yeah, we can level him up one more time. He can go to level 60. I tried to do it level 50. I just have come to the conclusion that level 50 ain't going to work. He just unfortunately keeps kind of dying on me. That's kind of why he's using the Hermes assist here, because I needed Hermes, who, if we can kind of go to his skill info here. There we go. Hermes will give him 23% recovery and damage reduction and all kinds of stuff. So it's just basically an effort to keep Welf alive. That's also why he's got the healing item there, because I just kind of think that is going to be necessary. We really need all three of them to survive to the end of the fight. So one thing we haven't really talked about on these videos is what it kind of takes to beat some of these fights. Because remember, I got to save all my other fire units. If I kind of click on Welf here, I'll show you. I have 3 other fire units, and all 3 of them I basically need. In fact, Riveria's is going to have to be upgraded to level 70 to get there, which means I'm going to need to farm some items up here shortly. But I need all 3 of them for that final fight. So I can't go too crazy here, right? Like, this is kind of the limit of what I can do. Maybe I can give them better items, but I don't want to go too crazy because I need to save a lot of my really good items for later on in the match. You know, I've really at a limit for what I can do, and throwing UR items or UR scene cards at them really is kind of a big question mark. So we'll see. My big thing is I need the SR Welf to kind of last to the end of the match. So we'll see what happens here. Maybe I'm being too stingy with my items. Maybe that's kind of the problem, but we'll have to play this out and see. And the other big thing that kind of irks me with this, I think it's neat. It really does. Uncharted Battlefield really takes your team building to the next level. It's forced me to upgrade a bunch of units that I normally wouldn't upgrade and things like that. So I do think it's a splendid challenge. And there is so much Iris or Celis or whatever you want to call it kind of tied up in this event. It would be ridiculous for me not to run this event and not to try to actually win this. But, you know, it does come with its difficulties, and kind of what you're seeing here. All right, so my SR Welf is actually doing pretty good. My SSR Welf, actually, funny enough, is the one that's having some issues. Don't worry about the 30 seconds. That's only for the dungeon, though. That does not bode well for the final fight. And here we go. We have 2 enemies to fight here. And that's the other thing that is kind of annoying. Now, my SR Welf has held on. Actually, my SSR Welf is the one that's in trouble now, and that's abnormal for him. Normally, he's fine. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if we can break their shield. Oh, there we go. Perfect. First time I've had that happen. Normally, they just kind of sit back. So we're doing a decent amount of damage, but unfortunately, that SSR Welf now has become a major question mark. And even my UR Mikoto is... she's not looking so great either. Come on, girl. Come on. Yeah. We got to break their barriers. We cannot let them... We're so close. Like, that's kind of the problem now, is the SR Wealth by himself can't do it. So the SSR Wealth is going to need some more healing or some more shield. So we're going to need to throw, I think, a scene card on him. I think him losing out early on was the big difference. So let's go ahead and switch up his scene cards and see if we can find one that gives him a little bit of healing. Once again, I don't want to go too crazy. So this one, win a battle, 60% increase to normal attack. And I think we can switch that out for an SSR and actually be better off. So 20% actual skill damage to your unit, 2% increased damage to your unit overall. Let's look for something that gives him critical rate increase. A lot of strength increases here. We really want 8% shield. Might be a thing. Damage increases. I don't think we need damage increases. I think we need damage reduction. A lot of damage increases. Critical damage. Let's see if there's anybody else that kind of gives us a shield here. Critical and dex. 6% shield. I think the 8% shield. You know what? Let's try this with the 6% shield. That might be a mistake, but sometimes a little bit goes a long way. And yes, my assists are at level 50. That's all the further I can really go at the moment, because it does cost one of those star gems in order for us to upgrade to level 60. And I kind of can't afford to do that with anybody that's this low level. Basically, I can't afford to go to level 60 until we get slightly further in this event. So let's try this one more time. And we're going to keep an eye on that SSR Wealth. He does have a shield, which is really good. And so far, Mikoto's actually taken the most damage. Now, the reality is I might have to give the SSR Wealth a healing item, but I really don't want to waste my other healing item until we get a little further on. Nice. Basically, any of your premium scene cards you really do want to save until it's absolutely mandatory. All right, let's keep going. We got all 3 units. They all 3 look like they're in pretty good health. All 3 are right here at the final fight. And so long as we keep them in good health for a while, we should be pretty well good to go. The SSR Wealth is once again kind of lagging behind a little bit. We will probably lose him, but I think we're going to be good on damage for a minute. So if they could take out the Orc King before we lose SSR Wealth. Yes, I think we have this. I think we finally have this. 2-on-1 is a good recipe for success. Let's see what happens here. So now we've got Mikoto, and we've got the SR Wealth. Now, the nice part is, if you guys are wondering, some of those URC cards and things like that I maybe didn't need to spend so much, I can actually go back and I can rerun this later on and maybe start reeling back on the scene cards and the items and see if I can beat it with that. And then, rerunning this with this team is actually completely plausible. And once again, I will be able to relinquish some of those scene cards and items and things like that I'd use that may not 100% be necessary. But for now, we have victory. The downside is I'm now on fight 4 of 12. I'm a third of the way through into this. And now we are at the state where we're going to have to basically go in and look at what team is next. So essentially now I need a win team. Let's go ahead and prepare to attack. And I'm going to build a win team over here. I want to keep that team basically on deck just because, long story short, let's go ahead and grab wind units here. The long story made short, I may have to, and this is where I come to an impasse, because I may have to go relinquish that wind wealth or somebody from their prior fight just so I can use them here. And you can do that. You can swap units around by all means. If you find an easier way to beat somebody, go back to the fight where you used them. You know, you can then use them again. And that may be what I have to do here because I'm down to all URs. But you know what? I'll be honest here. Being the units we have, I'm going to save her. And I'm going to run eyes. I know that sounds weird here. But I think that is going to be the team. And then we just try to run this. Who do we have assist-wise? Let's filter this down. I don't necessarily have to run wind assists. But it would help. You know what? So we want to look at our skill info here. And since I'm low on wind units, I'm probably going to wind up having to run assists from other levels. So let's go ahead and do this by rarity. Yeah, and I think I'm going to have to use some of these. So, So, strength increase to your unit. So, as long as it's not a damaging assist, I could use an assist that is off color. It just is going to be a little bit of a question mark here. I do have the SR Lily that I can use. Let's see. Front-facing AoE attack. Actually, no, I need to save her for that last fight. I can use Osvi here. And then whoever I decide to use for this, I think I'm going to go with an off type. Let's reset our roles here. And I can actually probably run him. Maybe. Yeah, because he's going to be neutral. He will be neutral here. And then I can run one of these other assists. Let's see. So sport technique. Do we have somebody that has endurance and damage reduction? We can do that. We could do that. Now I've just got to fill it out with scene cards. So I'm going to go struggle bus with this one. And hopefully I don't have to go back and rerun the priors. But if I do rerun the priors, I can actually swap this pair in and then run those other ones and then, you know, relinquish what I need to get this team up and running. But I'm going to go build this one. I'm going to go have fun with this. For now, like, comment, and share. And maybe we'll finish this up and we'll run the last couple together tomorrow. I'll see you guys on the next Danmachi video.